So my granddad was a light fitter and my dad was a light fitter, and then imagine the disappointment when I told him I didn't want to be a light fitter. Still got it though. Okay, let's make a tea, Ed. The thing that I watched like time and time again was the Screaming Squeegees industry section where Chicken walks around the Screaming Squeegees thing, and he talks about all the different processes and how you do it, and introduces it to one of the printers, and then you go outside and they've got like the back Chicken's pool, like the backyard pool. They don't divulge many secrets, but it was enough to kind of show, oh, this is how you got to do that, and show me, oh, like the screens that they print the boards with, they're all shaped. So then that's when I started my like 5, 6, 7, maybe 10 year obsession with trying to make shaped screens. When I was completely stumped about 2 years ago, and I feel like I got as far as I could, then a good friend of mine, Rosh, happened to be in the UK, and he came to hang out here, which blew my mind because I'm a massive fan of his. And he told me, oh, Stu, you've been doing that wrong, you just need to make a little tweak. And those little tweaks basically took Lovenscape from doing like mediocre screen print largely in the middle of the board to being able to do like butt registration, multiple colours tip to tail. And that little leap, well, it was amazing. So Ed, this is the secret coming up now. It's how do you expose a curved screen with something that's flat? Normally you put it in that exposure unit and it would vacuum the artwork onto the film, onto the mesh of the screen, and then no light would be able to get in or out. But this screen's not flat, so you can't vacuum it flat. So this is the secret. There's a few things that I'm quite secretive about. The curved screen, can't go too much into that. Where we get the boards from, can't do that. Okay. How they're stained and lacquered, that's like deeply secret. Where the inks come from, that is also quite secretive. So we're looking at quite a short sort of middle part of this video. So there are your registration marks. So that is basically when it comes out the printer, it has registration marks on it, so you know how the colours match up. And then when the first one we print, we leave the registration marks on, like that.
Okay, here we go.
We know that when the black goes down, as long as that matches up there, like that, and this one up here matches up there, all the colours are in place. This is the exposure unit. So in there's a massive bowl. It gets very bright, up to 4 trillion lumens, which is nearly all of the candles on Earth, if you're to light them all at the same time. I'm using new emulsion, and it's a bit more sensitive than normal. Very current. Everything's got to be a little bit more sensitive, hasn't it, these days? But and it just keeps overexposing a little bit, so you blast it. Everyone thinks that screen printing is quite delicate, but actually sometimes you've really got to force it. It's not all flowers. You're kind of trying to control the brown by adding a little bit of red, a little bit of black, a little bit of yellow. You know what I mean? So you're controlling the brown. Ultimately, we do need brown adding, but we need our brown, not someone else's brown. You see what I mean? Controlling the brown, actually playing tonight at the Dublin Castle. Slightly darker than that one. Got to remember as well, this is the lightest of those tones because we've got a transparent blue going over the top of it, which will make all the shadows for this fleshy bits that we're about to print out. You can see all the beige is sat around these lines here. I just dropped it down a little bit so it's going to sit in a little bit better. But yeah, it's cool. It's looking good. The board doesn't really start printing right until you're kind of 10, 20 boards into the run. So you kind of have to factor that into. See, now it's like perfectly sat in around the brain and in the fists and everything like that, around the boots. Already got some clear black, and the idea is to make it kind of navy. It'll be like a 50% clear base, 50% like navy, and what that'll do is when it goes over the beige, that will be like adding like make the beige a kind of brown, fingers crossed. And when it goes over the blue, it will make the cyan a navy. But then when you put like a clear navy over pink, it should make it into a purple. Printed the beige, that kind of dirty fleshy tone, and then with a kind of clear bluey black, you now printed those bits that make it the kind of define the muscle tones, but also you get this like purple tone, and then you get a darker blue in the eyes and a darker blue on the wheel and darker blue in the creases of the trousers, and then this grey kind of asphalty colour on the white. There you are. It's kind of impossible quest for perfection. I think all like printers have it. I think that the more kind of artsy or weird that you get, so like printing skateboards or making kind of screen printed art, you kind of get it in a more twitchy sort of way. Like, it is impossible to make a completely perfect print when you're printing on a shaped screen, trying to bend the squeegee around a shaped kind of like around a board or shaped surface. Like, you're never going to get it perfect. So then like the quest for the perfect print is the thing. That's your dopamine hit. Like, every single board, you still get this sense of satisfaction or like massive frustration, whether it goes good or bad. And I think, I don't know, for me and other like skateboard printers that I've spoken to, that's the thing that kind of like keeps them kind of fired up and keeps the whole thing exciting. It's like far different from like setting up an automatic press, knowing that it's digitally going to be all like registered and and then like hitting print, knowing that they're all going to come out the same. You know, that you're not going to get the same satisfaction as that. We're making 50% tint yellow. I might have just gone a bit over the top there. But what we want is a little bit of that colour to come through. So we're over printing yellow, and we want some of the colour underneath to come through in the same way as we did with the midnight blue. But we're going to amp it up a little bit because yellow obviously isn't as strong as navy. And we're also wanting to print. We want the yellow to come out on this colour here, so we don't want it too clear. Okay, let's see. Yeah, subtle but nice. When it comes to like the proper production run, it's like 150 or 200 boards, and that's when people say, "Oh, can you print some boards for us?" Like, if it's like on a like if you're doing it kind of commercially for someone, then you have to say, "Yeah, but it's going to have to be more than 100 boards," because, like I said, like 10, 15 of them are going to be complicated, like as part of the setup, and then you don't want to be spending the best part of half a day setting a job up just to print 10. You can't charge for that. It's pretty labour intensive. Like, full body workout, pretty good workout for your mind as well. She's in, they're in. This guy now on screen, and it is going to sit so that we print right over the top of all of those colours we put down, and it is going to outline it all beautifully, just like that. Boom. I'm really happy with it. And he's going to be so happy. Yeah, it looks wicked. So we're going to go do a raffle right now, give out a few bits and bobs, and then pull the ticket, which is rigged, obviously, Ewan's ticket. He's going to come up, we're going to give him his prize, everyone's going to go mental, and he's going to open his box and see that he's got a ball with his name on it. And we're all going to celebrate Ewan and his hard work. No, it's newfound respect for anyone who does a fucking raffle, I can tell you now. 1-1, or sometimes 11, depending on where you're from. Right, there you go. Congratulations. 1-2-2. There you go, mate. Thank you so much. 186. Well done, you get a mug too. 96. Yes. Made it. There you go, mate. Thank you. Lovely job. Number 500. We've got a winner. Of course. Number 500. Oh, you get the big one, mate. What's in there?
Skateboards.
Oh no. Not really.
Skateboards.
Yeah.
Harder, not harder. Looks harder, not harder. Oh, it's got my name on it.
On behalf of all of Love and Skate, all of your friends and everyone that turned up today, you work so hard, man, and you have done so much for Love and Skate, and you've done so much for this place, and you really make a massive difference to everything you turn your hands to. You work harder than anyone I've ever met. And yes, you
Thank everybody for coming. Glasses on, don't look emotional. Tattoo finally paid off. Look at that, it took a while. Happy?